This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good morning, it's Wednesday, July 30th, 2025. Mental health is real. Seek help and the stigma. On the news this morning, Uniport reacts to viral snake in classroom video. Rivers APC split persists ahead of Saturday's local government primaries. Rivers administrator promised to support border project. Today's World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. Experts warn against relying on GMOs for food production. On the foreign scene, evacuations in Japan and US as major earthquake off Russia triggers widespread tsunami warnings. I'm Ifechukwu Moyele with the news. Now, the University of Port Harcourt has dismissed a viral video claiming a snake was killed inside one of its classrooms and worshipped as a deity. As you may know, the viral video claimed the big snake was seen sliding down from a classroom ceiling at night and was killed by students. But in a statement, the university described the claim as completely false and the work of mischief makers looking for online attention. Uniport spokesman Dr. Sam Benu said no such incident occurred on campus. He assured the public that the campus remains safe and urged everyone to stop sharing the fake news. The university says it's also monitoring those behind the rumor. Uniport is advising students and the public to stick to official channels for verified information. Moving on now, political parties in Rivers State are expected to hold their local government primary elections this Saturday, August 2nd, as set by the revised timetable from the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, RISIEC. But a fresh row is brewing in the APC. The Tony Okocha-led faction says it's going ahead with primaries as scheduled, insisting there's no factional crisis. Its spokesperson, Chibiki Kenga, spoke to correspondent Obi Oruwari.
There are processes for the primary and their own, and we will abide by the timelines from the Independent Electoral Commission. So our party has a constitution, and we must abide fully by the constitutional provisions as to how primaries are conducted before the general election is participated in as well. We were consulted yesterday in the stakeholders meeting. As we are taking through it, all the parts that were present, we are taking through the reason why the election that was fixed before was now adjusted. So they took us through and then gave us the most recent timetable, which we are willing to participate.
He said those claiming otherwise have already left the party.
Please, we have gone beyond that level. Can there be a party at the sub-base without the national? Please, did they attend the most recent National Executive Committee meeting? We have moved up. They were involved in anti-party against their presidential candidate, and then even their congressional candidate in 2023. They have been sacked, and the new Congress have been conducted and ushered in the present test under Chief Tony Okocha and a few of us. We are not going backwards. We are moving forward, please. And majority of them, they have all moved to ADC. What are they talking about? Their leader, they have all moved to ADC. Why are they deceiving themselves?
Now, you should know that the party national headquarters currently recognizes and works with the Tony Okocha faction. But the Emeka Beke-led faction of the APC disagrees. Its spokesperson, Darlington Woodruff, says any talk of APC primaries on Saturday is a joke. He's questioning RISIEC's capacity to conduct elections under a state of emergency.
There is no political organization or party that can claim to be ready to conduct their primaries this Saturday. That is a very big lie. June the 25th this year, that it is unable to conduct elections in Kana Constituency 2 in Rivers State. And so if the INEC is unable to conduct elections in a fraction of a local government, how can the RISEC think it can go ahead conducting elections in the same state that is under a state of emergency.
Wuju is warning RISEC to avoid legal traps.
Research in Rivers State has started very dangerous circumstance. Now, who told the research in Rivers State that Tony Okocha is the legally recognized chairman of APC in Rivers State as to invite him to a stakeholders meeting? The issues of the leadership of APC in Rivers State is still lying before the Court of Appeal Port Harcourt Division. And those who the research invited are those that are on appeal against the judgment that we got on August the 12th, 2024.
Meanwhile, the ADC in Rivers State says it will take a stand on the August 30th council polls after meeting with stakeholders. Its spokesperson, Luckyman Igila, spoke to a correspondent.
Well, in the coming days, the leadership of the party will be meeting to take a position on the issues regarding this forthcoming local government elections in the state. I wouldn't say we are studying reverse timetable or anything. We have seen the timetable, and we are going to look at what we have before us and take a position. And for a party like the African Democratic Congress that have structures cross-board, it wouldn't take us anything to do what we need to do. So you reverse people will hear from us.
Well, away from that, the newly inaugurated chairman of the Rivers State Local Government Service Commission, Israel Ahmadi, has launched a familiarization tour of the 23 local government areas, starting with Port Harcourt City and Obiakpo. In his keynote address, Ahmadi promised to enhance service delivery by rewarding outstanding workers and resolving delays in promotions, pensions, and gratuities in collaboration with stakeholders such as NOGE.
Our desire, God willing, is to make Rivers State Local Government Administration #1 in the whole country. We are here to have a heart-to-heart constructive engagement with you people.
Now, he also warned against unethical practices such as refusal to retire when due, poor attitude to work, falsification of age, and other sharp practices following directives from Rivers State Sole Administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas. Other newly inaugurated members of the Rivers State Local Government Service Commission include Christabel Didier, Rear Admiral Emmanuel Ofik, Richard Ewo, Sami Apiafi, Tonye William Pepple, and Linus Wandem. On their part, sole administrators Dr. Samuel Kalabo of Falga and Dr. Clifford Nduwater of Obiakpo pledged full support for the Commission's recruitment and training effort.
As a local government, we want to assure you that we will give our maximum support and cooperation. Already, you have made some requests, and we're also working in that direction to see that we provide the relevant data and information that will arm you to be able to discharge your functions effectively.
I have no doubt in my mind that given your assistance in both private and civil service, as a retired director in the civil service, you will superbly deliver with your team on the mandates of the Local Government Civil Service Commission.
Some of the workers who spoke at the event urged swift action on their concerns and the digitization of local government administration. The tour is set to continue on Wednesday, July 30th, with visits to Oyibo and Okrika local government areas, and on Thursday, July 31st, to Eleme and Kana local government areas. Now, elsewhere, the administrator of Rivers State, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, says his administration will support the Border Communities Development Agency's 69 project earmarked for Rivers State. Administrator Ibas said this when the Border Communities Development Agency BCDA, led by Executive Secretary Dr. George Kelly Alabo, visited him at Government House, Port Harcourt. Now, the administrator called for an end to the imposition of projects that do not reflect the genuine priorities of local communities. He also pledged the state government's assistance, including the provision of office space for the BCDA's zonal office in the South-South region. The administrator called for an end to the imposition of projects that do not reflect the genuine priorities of local communities. In his remarks, Dr. Alabo explained that the projects were selected following a nationwide needs assessment targeting border communities, both land and maritime. He identified key intervention areas as water supply, education, healthcare, agriculture, power, and social services, particularly in underserved regions disconnected from the national grid. He also appealed for a permanent BCDA office in Rivers State to strengthen operations in the South-South zone. Still to come, experts warn against relying on GMOs for food production. Stay with us.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back, and now the rest of the news. As the world marks the Day Against Trafficking in Persons today, the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, Rivers State Command, has urged parents to be vigilant about the activities of their children. Speaking on Wazobia FM's People's Assembly, NAPTIP's Principal Intelligence Officer, Head of Public Enlightenment Unit, Mrs. Joy Annan, said the growing trend of organ harvesting is enabled by lack of parental guidance and inadequate monitoring.
Check the sites where they open from time to time. Look wetin they do so that they no go fall victim. Because when you say trafficking now, no be apart from say sex work, we get forced marriage, we get begging, we get forced labor. Those ones where they carry go work for farm and factories. Then we get the one where they call pornography and sextortion. That one are the one where they reign for internet. Where person go just come online, go say put your clothes, snap picture of yourself, send for me. Then they go use that picture now. They use and they make money, or they blackmail people to send them money.
The NAPTIP official also said demanding nude from people and using it to extort or blackmail them is a crime.
Parents, focus on your children. The common one now, this organ harvesting. A person go just there now, you don't know where in children don't go. Before you know now, they go say missing person. So most times not be even for kidnap, say they won't collect ransom. Sometimes they need these organs. You go hear the one where they rain now, they find kidney. With people they find kidney to buy. Now part of this thing, person no go just waka come me to say, come give me kidney, I need kidney. No, they must get on the wrong way. So we still the advice, say shine your eyes for where your
concerns about their long-term impact on farmers, food security, and the country's agricultural future. Associate Professor and Head of the Department of Agricultural Economics at Rivers State University, Ibu Okedem, describes GMOs as a form of food colonialism that is weakening small farmers and threatening national food security. Ibu tells correspondent Martha Okere that some NGOs and international organizations promoting GMOs do not give out free product without expecting something in return. He said seeds from GMO crops cannot be replanted, and this has forced farmers to keep returning to the companies that produce and sell the seedlings, which are expensive. He said this repeated dependence is impoverishing farmers.
In terms of food security, we cannot be secured except we build those laboratories and we intentionally train our people to do it so that we can have indigenous companies that can do the seeds. If not, in terms of economy, they are high yielding. But in terms of food security, we are not there because we cannot produce those GMO seeds. We have to go back to the company to begin to beg them. We are at their mercy. Now, that is to us food colonialism. Secondly, those seeds are very expensive, like the Cobra 26 of this tomato hybrid, I'm telling you. A container of 20,000 seeds is about 135,000.
Professor Okedem pointed out that breeders who work on crop improvement manipulate the genes of crops to increase yield, resist diseases, and shorten growth period. He, however, noted that GMO crops do not perform well after the first planting, particularly when the seeds are reused.
Genetically modified organisms, in most cases, the second filial generation don't grow well. Let me explain. If you buy a genetically modified crop from a company and you plant the first seed, when the yield comes out, it comes out very well. Like, for instance, Cobra 26 Technisem breed. If you take this seed, it's a very high-yielding tomato cultivar. The seeds of that, you cannot see. The second of the seed.
Sources for Agriculture observe that their natural nutrients may have been lost due to gene manipulation.
In fact, check out the banana. Before it shows sign of ripe, it's rotting. When this one bears fruit, they burnt it heavy, but the taste is nothing to write about. Check the coconut, this dwarf coconut. If you replant that coconut, it gives you a small fruit. So those ones are gradually replacing our traditional coconut that used to be very big. Our native guava is disappearing. The guava you have is GMO. Our native crop are highly medicinal. One of the characteristics of agricultural product is perishability. Why is apple not quickly perishable? There are certain oranges you eat. I don't know whether you experience it. You squeeze the water out, you don't see a seed inside.
Now, he further called for both GMOs and native crops to be developed side by side, while also urging the government to strengthen food policies and improve the state of the country's research institute.
You see, somebody can move cow from Kano into River State, and nobody is checking whether it's carrying a disease. So I am urging government to strengthen their policies. A whole lot of agencies that are supposed to be regulating these products should up their game. And then the country should also strengthen their research institutes. We have close to 30 research institutions in this country. I don't know whether they are working. We have Rice Research Institute, Trypanosomatic Research Institute, Super Research Institute, National Institute for Oil Palm Research, Cocoa Research Institute. I don't think anyone is actually working.
In the same vein, a professor of livelihood and enterprise development, data science and ICT in agriculture, Olufemi Adeshope, tells correspondent Constance Irelamega that he is completely against the introduction of GMOs in the country.
Even though the main objective of GMO is to ensure there's adequate food, but my worry is it's going to be affecting the local content. Our local farmers no longer have freedom to produce what they want and how they want it. Gone are the days when our mothers will produce maize and then from the harvests, they hang some, around the kitchen area against the next season of planting. So the issue with the GMO thing is that you always go back to the source to get more seeds. We are not being encouraged to produce. So what's the point?
Professor Adeshope also cited research linking the long-term consumption of genetically modified foods to potential health risks.
The crops, the seeds, at the end of the day, these were genetically engineered products. And there are rub-off effects which will have some deleterious effects on us humans. The proponents of GMOs always feel that food will be available, granted. But what about the situation where many health-related issues are there? I've seen research conducted for over 2 years. I watched that video with some mammals that were fed consistently with GMO organisms, seeds, grains, and they developed tumor over a long period of time.
Now, on Monday, after concerns were raised by many Nigerians about the safety of genetically modified food, the Director General of the National Biosafety Management Agency, NBMA, Agnes Asabra, said the government is closely monitoring and regulating biotechnology to keep Nigerians safe. Asabara said over the years, the agency has been able to make sure that any GMOs that have been approved in Nigeria have undergone rigorous scientific analysis. In 2024, Nigeria launched the genetically modified organisms GMO maize variety named Tela, stating it is an effort to strengthen and boost maize production in the country. The Tela maize was registered and released at the Institute of Agricultural Research, IAR, at Ahmadu Bello University Zaria in collaboration with the African Agricultural Technology Foundation, AATF, funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and other partners. In other news, some Ghanaians are protesting and demanding the deportation Some South Africans are protesting and demanding the deportation of Nigerians from South Africa. They are accusing some Nigerians of engaging in criminal activities. They claim that behavior of Nigerians in South Africa is incompatible with South African societal values. Some of the protesters spoke to our correspondent.
Say Nigerians, go back and sell the drugs to your kids, to your countries. And Zimbabweans also, they need to go back to their countries. And again, health facilities are for South Africans, are not for Zimbabweans and Nigerians and all other aliens like my friend, the Somalians and all the stuff.
We don't have jobs, we don't have houses. These foreigners, they are hijacking houses, they are hijacking jobs, they are hijacking everything. Nigerians, they are selling drugs to our children. We are really sick and tired of this government. Ramaphosa, let me say so. We are sick and tired of this ANC. We vote for ANC, but you know what? They don't care about us. We as South Africans. Step down, Mr. President. I'm saying it. Step down. You don't know me, I don't know you.
As you may know, a similar protest was held in Ghana on Tuesday. Reacting to this, the chairman CEO of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commissions, NIDCOM, Abike Dabiri-Arewa, condemned the generalization of Nigerians as criminals, describing it as unfair and dangerous. She said while a few individuals may be involved in wrongdoing, the majority of Nigerians living in Ghana are law-abiding and contribute positively to the society. On the international scene, evacuations are underway in Japan, Hawaii, and some parts of the U.S. West Coast as a magnitude 8.8 earthquake off Russia's far eastern Kamchatka Peninsula has triggered tsunami warnings across the Pacific Oceans. On the news this morning, you heard Uniport reacts to viral snake in classroom video. Rivers APC split persists ahead of Saturday's LG primaries. Rivers administrator has promised to support border project. Today is World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, and experts have warned against relying on GMOs for food production. On the foreign scene, evacuations in Japan and US are ongoing as major earthquake off Russia triggers widespread tsunami warnings. The news was edited by Chioma Ezenwafo. To reach the news team, send an SMS on WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I am Ifechukwu Moyele. Many thanks for listening.